And at this point we were like, right, what are we doing here? And like, I was like texting my mum and she just wasn't replying. I was ringing her, she was declining my call, she was out for a meal. And I was like, Mum, I'm sat in the back of a tram. Please help me.
Went in like to STA in the morning thinking, we have no plan. Like, what are we doing? We gave like the document, like the jailbreak pack to the people, and she was like, okay. She left for 5 minutes, so we're thinking, well, if she was going to say no, that she would have said no.
Yeah.
And then she told us, okay, go to platform 10 and speak to Mr. So-and-so. So we just ran.
We were like, yes, we got it. And then we got there and like the manager came down, he was like, oh, jailbreak, okay, yeah, we don't do jailbreaks.
Sure, so we spent about 2 weeks emailing companies and emailing contacts of ours to try and get some idea of some sponsorship or some free tickets. And eventually we got into contact with a guy from Etihad Airways who said he could get us 90% off tickets. We asked him where they went, and it turns out that the option was Abu Dhabi.
Not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing. So we were in contact with him, and eventually about 3 years before the event started, he confirmed the flight, sent us the booking reference. We asked him how much we owed him from the money that we'd raised for travel expenses, and unfortunately it was a little bit more than we thought. So we let him know that it was more than we thought, but we said that we'd raise extra money, and he replied to us eventually saying that he'd subsidise the full prices of the 3 return tickets for us as a team.
So the tickets were down to Millie pretty much.
Yeah, it was really amazing. I have my parents to thank massively, and we were sponsored by EasyJet. My dad's a journalist and he had a contact which he put me in touch with, and then yeah, it went from there. We were just really, really lucky.
Yeah, got a mate to take us to
the Showcase Cinema, which is just outside of Reading, sort of on the outskirts.
Why there?
Because we went to Heathrow, like on the motorway to Heathrow, and then
it was one junction away from the M4,
yeah.
So we thought it'd be quite a good place to pick up, which after about half an hour's wait, it was.
My mum works for a company called England Marketing, and the managing director of England Marketing was the equivalent of Tash in RAD. Like, oh, I really want to sponsor you. So she sponsored one of our taxi rides, she also paid for our hotels, and she donated to us, so they were literally a massive help to us.
We went to the first ticket gate and said to the guy, oh, can you let us through, we're doing this for charity, we're trying to get to Dover, blah 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 blah. He said, no, you're 10 years too late, we've got our own charities that we do this for, blah blah blah. And so we're like, okay, no worries, thank you for your help-ish. So we then spotted that there was another ticket gate around the corner. So we went up to the guy, I was like, oh yeah, we spoke to your manager a few days ago, blah blah blah. He said that we could get on the train for free.
And he's just like, what's the manager's name? We're like, oh sorry mate, we've got no clue, we can't remember.
so he asked us some more questions, like, we were just like what just these weird questions, and we were just answering them so vaguely that he let us on in the end.
Yeah, we were like, if anything come back to you, we'll take the blame. Like, we won't mention you. And he said, like, yeah, that's fine. So as soon as the other guy turned his back on that gate, we ran on the train.
It was just, it was pretty jokes.
Yeah.
We were successful with Adams Estates in Reading, and they donated £200 to us. We initially were going to use that for travel and to cover the cost of our flights, but due to our flights being more than expected, their money actually went straight to charity, which was great.
Google Translate to say like, could you ask your teachers to get us on your bus? And then they were just like, teachers said no. No. That's what we got in the back of that van, but obviously heard that we were like going around like, can you help us?
Yeah.
So these, they were called John and Steph. Yeah. And they were like, we've got a transit van, do you want to come and sit in the back of this? And we were like, we were desperate.
Like, yes, please.
We had like half hour left. Bear in mind the thing was 6 hours. We had half hour to find a lift from Cardiff. It was like 10 in the night, and we were like, right, we're just gonna have to get in the back of this transit van.
Terry.
Terry.
Yeah, just put us on a coach to Heathrow. So then at least we got out of Reading and like a start. We went to Terminal 5 and it's all BA, which we didn't realise, and they were just like, no. And then we went to Terminals 2 and 3 and they were like, no. We probably asked like about 15 like different companies, but they all sort of said no.
To London, so we're like, hi, can you let us through? Maybe we're doing this thing for charity, and just sort of like,
yeah, it was really
quickly please.
We got to the airport and then we got our flights there.
We went around the airport, like the duty-free places, trying to ask anyone to sponsor us and give us money or anything, and they all said no.
We got to the port after a little bit of a trek, a bit of sightseeing of the castle. Just along the way, we didn't actually go there, but Yeah, so we got into the port and we weren't too sure what to do because there wasn't really any cars at all. There was mainly just lorries, but they but they didn't stop at all. They just didn't even like acknowledge us. Whereas people in the car sort of like waved or shook their fingers and stuff. We were standing by the roundabout and this little red car went past, like really sort of old, full to the brim of stuff. Just went past.
Actually, like flew past us and was just like.
And she like shook her finger and everything, and we're like, oh, whatever. Getting used to that now. And then within what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, she came back round again, pulled up and was like, right, I've got 3 questions. Can you get in? It's pretty rammed. I'm going to be late for my ferry. So we like jumped in the.
We were like sat in like a dog bed in the back of the cab.
They were like swinging hooks, like loads of people. There was like ropes. Yeah, rope and the trimmer thing.
Oh, there was a hedge trimmer, and he was like, "You want more to come?"
This one guy in a really nice Audi, like seriously nice. We weren't expecting this. Stopped and said, "Yeah, get in, get in."
They couldn't do anything for free, but they sort of found us a really cheap deal.
Okay.
And then we thought, well, if we fundraise for that, so we did that. We sort of asked people. We told them what we were doing if they wanted to donate any money for our travel donation, because we had like donations directly for the charity. We had the tin, but some people are sponsoring us per mile, so we wanted to try and go further. So then a coach to Brussels.
And then when we got there, we managed to get a free bus ride to Amsterdam city centre. But that's when all of our kind of troubles started, and we couldn't find anywhere to stay.
Was it Liam?
We met Liam, who was we didn't know if he was either going to help us or rob us. He turned out to be a lovely guy, but he was homeless.
Very dodgy.
And we were quite scared at points.
Yeah, he like was leading us down this dark alley. It was like, I promise you guys, there's a hostel down here. Trust me, I know it will seem dodgy. But,
I think that's the most important thing about Jailbreak as well. You do have to learn to trust people, and that's quite overwhelming.
The amount of people that worked with the hostels were like, I'm sorry, we've not got any rooms, but if I could, try here, do this.
Again, I fell asleep.
Yeah, so Ollie had another. So I had to talk to this guy about fish.
As soon as he started talking about fish, I was like, well, this isn't for me. I made myself comfortable.
So I couldn't really fall asleep because I was in the front seat, like next to him, and Ollie's asleep in the back. So I had.
It was
to
only
talk
half
to
an
him
hour.
about- Yeah, it was about half an hour, so it was all right. But I became like a fish expert after making pre-fat fish anyway.
And then we managed to Diallo.
Oh, Diallo. Well,
So we woke up. The driver's seat there, and I was sat here. And every 2 minutes, he kept turning around and going like. And I didn't know what to do, so I had to keep awkwardly laughing. And Tom was like, "Why are you laughing?" I was like, "I don't know."
He also couldn't speak English
at
all he said was Adele came on the radio and he started singing. I was like, "So you like Adele?" And he's like, "Yes, and Jessie J."
It's like Adele. There was such a language barrier, apart from Jessie J and Adele. And he was like, but then what else was it? House music. That was it. He goes, house music.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
He was still asleep. And he was like, you like? And I was like,
Yeah. And I was trying to sleep, and then it was just like, and I was like, oh, I don't know how you do that.
tiny little car.
I was like, yeah, he likes house music. And he kept going, I like house. I was like, yeah, okay.
We were like on our maps on our phones, making sure we were going to Paris. I kept showing. I was like, "Update, we're here."
In sort of an hour, we were.
Yeah, we just want to like settle up and sleep, and then like, we got kicked out
because they had to lock the train station at night. So we thought it was quite a good idea to go to a kebab shop that was open all night and sort of staying there and sort of wait out the night. And ended up that Lasham decided to have a 30-minute kit, and the guy was having none of it. So we thought, okay, maybe it's time to move on.
And every time I was falling asleep, he goes, you sleep? And I was like,
Yeah.
trying to. And he turned the music up every time I was sleeping.
I wanted to check if you guys were all right because I was at the front. And when I said to Miriam, I was like, "I'll go in the front. It's fine." She's like, "Are you sure?"
I saw a girl from my drama class on the other side of the like square, and I screamed her name, and we like ran with our rucksacks as quickly as we could. And I was like, "Where's everyone else?" I've never thought I'd go to a club in like leggings and a hoodie with a rucksack, but we met up with some friends, and they were so kind, and they gave us their key to their room.
When we were on the plane talking to Sophia,
Yeah.
and
That wasn't the funniest.
it was so funny.
Which bit?
The girls.
On the way there, and We were talking to the air hostess at the time, tips on what to do. She gave us some food, she gave us some local currency, and all of a sudden, one of the passengers a couple of rows in front of us and to the left, just out of silence, just shouts, "Go!" Sticks a thumb up at his wife, and turns out he was watching the Leicester Watford game, and Leicester had just scored.
Everyone was asleep, weren't they? It was like the lights were dim, everyone was asleep, and he just shouted that.
Too funny.
Give me your phone and I'll
Selfie,
Facebook, and then it's
like,
the selfie, yeah.
Exchange
Yeah.
You kept doing selfies, like, more selfies? And we were so cold at this point, and we were just like, please just let's go.
We were told that we could go up the Etihad Towers,
yeah.
and we were in the taxi, and we asked them to take us to the hotel, which is the head of the house, funny enough. And we thought we'd be dropped, in a road next to it. Turns out he dropped us in the door in front of the hotel, and 5 porters came and picked up our bags, started walking them into reception, and we just sort of looked at each other like, what are we doing?
This massive palace, which one of the princes of Abu Dhabi, it was made for him, but he decided it was too small, and so they turned it into a hotel. And as soon as we walked in, people just came up to us like, "Can we help you? Do you need any help?" Or just because we didn't fit in.
We were in t-shirts, and everyone else was in suits and dresses.
I didn't have bags with them, but
We kept finding things by accident,
we sightseed by accident because we left at 8 in the morning, and then it was a Sunday, so nobody was up. Yeah. So we just had the whole city to ourselves. We were going to all these big tourist places, and there was just nobody there.
We literally were like, where the hell is the Eiffel Tower? All
Around
round
the
one
corner,
building.
to see-
Oh my God.
We literally trekked from one side of Paris to the other. We walked
just
everywhere.
Really?
We saw the Lovelock Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Went and got a crepe.
We met up with some friends and they were so kind and they gave us their key to their room. They were honestly the nicest girls. And the next morning we said goodbye to them and they all went home on their coach.
We were trying to find a
I forgot
hostel,
about that.
and we got off Google Maps on our phones, and it was here. We were we're literally next to it, and we're just surfing it for ages.
Going along, we sort of stumbled across the red light district accidentally. And so we were going through there
A
and
few cheeky winks.
yeah, a few cheeky winks. We got a few cheeky winks and waves and loads of kisses, but anything.
Emily sleeping on travel. The first one was in a taxi. she was just getting into sleep, and all of a sudden she spasmed on the It's completely scared.
And then she just looked at it, did you?
She just looked at us and was like, "What happened?"
We had a stowaway on our coach. That was really funny. To Calais, and someone got on at Cologne. And then hid in the luggage thing, and then got out of Brussels.
Yeah.
And we
So
were
we were waiting to get on the coach, and the driver was like,
"Did you hear it back?"
"Hear that?"
We were like, "No." And it was a locker, the locker slamming shut. And then he was telling his other driver, and we were just like,
So cold, your leg aches really.
"Yeah."
And then the airport guy came up to check if we were homeless.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, not homeless. Tara was lying across the floor. I had a hood on with a big ball. Nibble was just
The second of these was on the bus back from the city centre to the airport. It was just under an hour long, and she spent the best part of it sleeping. And her sleeping method is precisely just entertaining. Ben, could you please? and it just doesn't stop.
If you had to tell people next year some advice or tips.
Bring a map. Because otherwise we would have done. So I was looking at it the other day. So we were up to Amsterdam and down to Cologne, but it's taken us 2 hours to go from Brussels to Cologne.
Definitely bring an adapter as well. We had to buy one in an airport.
Definitely plan ahead, tell as many people as possible about what you're doing and then they'll try and help you. Because I think we've learned from this that if they can, most people will help you.
Ask people, because that was one of the. Neither of us are really very, outgoing or just hi. So we sort of had to fake it till we make it.
Yeah.
Sort of thing for this, and I'm kind of glad we did because you sort of find out that if you are really open and honest for people about what you're doing and be excited about it, they sort of respond to it a lot more positively.
Bring chicken and bread. Yeah. We cooked 7 breasts of chicken and brought away from the bread, and that's all we ate.
I would say the collection. I wanted to get
money on the day because I thought it was quite a good thing that we were doing, and we kind of failed.
Like something to stand out. I think like the neon tuxes, like, especially in the UK, because like it's okay in Europe because it's easy to hitch, but like in the UK because like jailbreak is like such a common thing. You need something to stand you out. Like the signs are all well and good, but I think that really helped that we had like bright neon stuff on.
The weirdest thing, and like you just run on adrenaline. And it's so funny. Well, we laugh. We probably because we were exhausted. It's funny.
I don't know. It's kind of like a mixture between go with the flow and plan it out a little bit.
I would say make it more obvious. Like we met actually at what was a cool thing. We met a group doing it from Nottingham University. We met them doing Jailbreak, and they were all dressed up in really obvious fancy dress. And they all, I think they probably bought buckets from like Poundland or something, and they put a poster across it, and it was really obvious what they were doing.
I don't think you can put our experience into words because it's just crazy. The whole thing was just a crazy weekend.
Yeah. You're running off pure adrenaline, like.
You are. It's really weird because as soon as you get a sort of, like you get a setback like we did, but then as soon as you get a hitch and you're just like, oh my god, we can do this. We can get it.
We were always like overwhelmed by the kindness of the public and how they'd give us like any change they had and like help us if they could. So that was really nice.
It was like, don't give up.
It was amazing.
Such a funny, amazing, crazy experience. We're telling everyone that if you ever get the chance to do it, like do it.
So what cheesecake was it? What flavour cheesecake was it?
It was blueberry.
And was it dense?
The one we got on the
There wasn't enough biscuit, was there?
There was a lack of
There wasn't enough biscuit.
Trying to get away with cents and pennies, are you?
That was my fault.
Dreadful.
Case closed.
Nominate memory.
It was just really strange. The whole thing was strange, but we enjoyed it.
Your boots opening.
One of their friends had like taken a picture or something, and like a pimp ran out of nowhere and like made them delete it. So weird. Really weird.